Guys, we're living through the Great Reset right now. This is what I'm seeing. The reset is going on right now. You and me are choosing which side of this reset we're going to be on. And we are making these decisions every day. And we are choosing. And this is why everybody is in the same fucking position with this right now. Everybody's being put in a spot where they have to choose. And either, this is what most people are doing, they're freaking out and they're clinging even tighter. They're clinging tighter to everything that they know in this physical world because they're afraid. They know something's coming, but these people, okay, this is the type of person I'm talking about, which is most of you, which is probably all of you. You're so used to relying on experts, leaders, politicians, teachers, newscasters, whatever, celebrity. You are so used to being led along and taught what to think and what to do next and how to respond by these people, but none of these people have the answer. So right now everybody's freaking out because nobody's got the answer. Who's got the answer? Yeah. And everybody's running around going, who's got the answer? And they're looking for their group. They're looking for whoever's confident. They're looking for whoever's got the best story to tell, whoever's got the most proof, whoever's got the most, and they're using the same mechanisms of control that they are being controlled by to try to figure out the system and how to get out of the system. And it's never going to work, guys. It's not going to work. The only way to win this game is not to play. And the thing is the Great Reset is happening as I speak. It's happening, and it's happening over a course of time, and it's not going to be going on for much longer. I don't know, maybe a couple more years. I don't know, but the thing is that you're making every day. You are making decisions that are putting you in one direction or another. Either you are going towards humanity and what it means to be human. And I don't mean by that, I do not mean smiling and being nice and going along to get along and everybody's got an opinion and everybody's right and everybody's accepted and everything goes. And that's not human. That's not human. That's a contrived, made up, automatic, puts everybody into a box. That isn't human, guys. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about it being human to work. I'm not talking about it being human, like even our family structures, our family systems, the way that's set up, the way we have kids. I'm talking about the whole thing. This whole way that we've been living is wrong. And you know it. We all know it. Everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. And that's the thing that it's deep inside of us going, come on, motherfucker. Every single time that we get in this situation, I tell you that this is the wrong thing to do. Every single fucking time I tell you this is the right thing to do. That's your conscience. That's your soul. That's your spirit. That's your essence. That's you trying to direct yourself, but you won't allow it because you're being manipulated, controlled. You allow your decisions to be made by what? Instant gratification, which is, who are those preachers, teachers, and admonishers of instant gratification? Your politicians, your celebrities, your teachers, your preachers, your sports stars, all of them. Everybody you've been listening to your whole life for direction has all been about instant gratification. Every single bit of it. So we have a whole civilization right now that's never known self-control, that's never known anything other than instant gratification and what feels good right at this moment, and in politically correct, and all these weird structures and weird categories and weird things that, I mean, I just wonder, like, what are people thinking they're doing alive? What are you guys thinking that you're alive for? I mean, what's the average age of somebody like 75 years old in America? And that's being held together by drugs and fucking witch doctors. You look at these old people over 60 today and they walk around, they just got this far away. You can tell. I mean, guys, I know all these old people are on dozens of medications. I work for these people, every single one of them. I don't know any old people that aren't. I don't personally know that I can think of any old people that aren't on dozens of medications. Held together with them for years. So the reset's happening. It's happening right now, and you're choosing right now. It's me and you choosing. That's why I'm having such a hard time just keep on talking and still have all this stuff. Like, the kids were gonna be getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and so I got rid of another load out of this room the other day, and every time I get rid of shit, it feels so good. I feel so good. And I mean, it's like, as soon as I start rolling that ball, I just want, you don't understand. And I have two houses that have tools and shit and tools and just like shit. I mean, I'll walk you guys around, and it's so stressful. And it's so unbelievably stressful. And it just makes me want to just walk away from it, because it's the only thing that makes sense. And that's the thing, is that in my life, my whole life, if I get a hankering for something that makes sense, I'm gonna, and it bothers me. I mean, I've never had anything in my life bother me this bad. And this is just fucking driving me bonkers. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see myself sitting on this much longer, because I see how it's fucking, it's caused so much cognitive dissonance, because everything I know to be right is not in my environment. Like, just the fact of going, like, not being healed and going back to work tomorrow is like so fucked up and against, like, but the thing is, it's like, you got to understand, like, the guy I'm working for, like, there's no other, I mean, it would be impossible for me to be working for anybody else. See, I can't even talk to people right now. I can't talk to customers. I can't talk to people, because I'm so, all my systems, my adrenals, everything's so stressed out that, it's impossible for me to hold a conversation with somebody, because just me putting things in a row and getting them out it helps me unclog my system, but everything just piles right back up, because I'm still healing and working through things, and I'm still in constant conflict with my environment. So, so what I'm trying to say is, like, I can't ask, and there's nothing more I can ask from this environment to bend, to make it convenient for me to heal, because this environment has always been what it's been. I'm the odd one out right now. I can't just sit here and just expect everybody to just revolve, and everything to just revolve around me, and me to just hold on to my physical things and have a house and cars and everything running, and people just making things work for me. I can't expect that, right? So, that's what I'm trying to say. I've stretched everything. I've rode the fence as far as the fence can be ridden. And so to sit here and think that I would have to sit here for 2.5 more years, I just don't see how that happens with keeping everything in balance, and that's my issue, because I have a hard enough time letting a day or a week go by without having something productive at least go through my head. And I just see, man, I see that we're aligning truth, fact, and reality. We're aligning thoughts, words, and actions. At least that's what we're saying we're doing. But, when we get to that point when our environment, says, well, this is as far as this container will allow you to expand that, and then otherwise you have to bend to this environment. So it's just a constant bend, and I just see it. I started doing my yoga again, guys. I did my yoga again yesterday. I did it 2 days prior to that. So I just see that need for that expansiveness for that room. And I just see all the time that it takes. And I just know what I'm headed. This is the thing. This is what stresses me out, is because I'm on. I see the wheel coming. I've seen it coming for years. I've been telling people for years. And I know what I'm getting ready to go on a month-long work surge. And it's going to take every ounce of everything I got. It's just like, man, it's like to know what you're headed into and not prevent it or stop it. And so I just look, okay, well, how do I prevent or stop it? And the only way to prevent or stop it is to get away from the hamster wheel of the money machine. Because that's the only reason. If I didn't have a house payment, if I didn't have, I've never had a car payment, but I mean, you got house payment, you got insurance payment, you got electric payment, you got water payment, you have all this stuff. I mean, you got to keep up with shit. You got to, maintenance. I mean, my boss I couldn't even, the day I told you my truck went down, my car went down, I can't even, I mean, and that's the thing is like, because when I'm like this, I can go back to work like an automaton because I'm so used to doing what I do. I'm so good at what I do. If I don't, my boss knows, the guy I work for knows, he knows, he's going to have the job set up. I go there, I do the job. Nobody else is there. And he doesn't have to worry about anything as long as I can go to work the next day. But he knows. I've been in these cycles. He knows. I'll bust my ass for the next month, and I'll be able to. Because I'm just going to get better. But it's like, for how much longer? Where does this stop? Where does this end? A month. I mean, right now, I shouldn't be spending a minute not thinking about my health. And I'm looking at a solid month of work to catch up, to get back to a strong position, to where I can just go to work for the next month after that, just like a regular person, and be back. And it's these bills that we acquire as we get older. And thankfully, I don't have credit card bills. Thankfully, I don't have car bill payments. But even without that, you got your rent, your mortgage, your electric, your gas, your trash, your water. You got your insurance payments. You have car bills, car maintenance issues. My boss had the people down here because when my truck went down, my car went down, I got my car back up. I was able to function and get my car back going again. But I couldn't even get in my truck to try to, because when I'm recovering like this, my brain just looks at these things and it just goes blank. And it's extremely frustrating because you've learned this 1,000 times, you've seen it 1,000 times, but you're just looking at it and it's like, you know what they did? They had to I was out of gas. And those are the types of things that happen. Whether they're self-induced or they're tools not working or things not working around me or shit just fucking up or whatever. And it's a whole thing. And what do you call that? Do you call that a targeted individual? Do you call it what do you call it? I'll tell you what a lot of people, most people around me call it. They call it, Richard, shut the fuck up and get back to work. What are you doing? Why are you talking? Why are you thinking? Go turn on your favorite TV show, relax, calm the fuck down, eat a quart of ice cream, go back to work the next day. Drink a quart of vodka, eat some animal flesh, put your dick in a hole. You got all the entertainment in the world. You have a computer, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, I'm running away from all of it. I don't want any of it. I don't want anything that's not natural, because I'm sensitive to it all. Because I've slowed down. Because I haven't had a choice because of my health. Because if this is what I've been dealing with, is these SIBO symptoms and this parasite and this bacterial infection and then on top of it, like I said, I think, the parasites were putting me in positions because I've always said, I'm like, what the fuck, dude, who hits their head this much? People look at me, they're like, oh, why are you hitting your head? What the fuck's wrong with you? Like the stories that they don't even make it but people that know me, they're like, well, I don't know. That's what I've seen him. I've known him over the years. It's like, how do you even explain this shit to people? So, guys, we're making these decisions every day. because this reset's happening right now. And you think, think about it, guys. Think about how we sit here and we laugh about these things and we know these things, but we still do them. What in their right mind, what organism in the world is going to do things knowingly that hurt it? Well, you watch any nature show or you watch anything on the human body, and it's always a bacterial, it's always a parasitical infection of the organism that gets it to turn against itself. And I mean, what weirds me out about it, guys, is that, I mean, I even believe I have videos titled from 6 months ago, or a year ago, from whenever I first realized I had parasites, and I was like, oh my God, I'm loaded with parasites. But it was like, I'm telling you, it like puts this veil over you to where you can know everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think you see all these people go on this endless knowledge quest nowadays, like from rabbit hole to rabbit hole. And they think that they're so much higher than everybody else because they just do endless research on every little celebrity, on every little stuff. It's like, dude, it's like those of us who have been aware of these things have been researching this shit our whole lives, basically. I mean, it's like too much. It's like, it gets you nowhere. But it's like this love of knowledge. And that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter what you know. It matters what you do. And that's what I'm seeing. And I just realized, the more, being sick just slows you down, and going through these episodes just slows you down, and you don't have a choice, man, you don't have a fucking choice. So it slows you down so fucking much that you realize what really matters. And it's like, the only thing that matters is what's on my back and, my environment. But if I'm not grounded here, if I'm under false lights, if I'm in bad air, negatively charged air, if there's nothing right about this environment, and it's just, and then this environment has caused me to stay on the hamster wheel for the whole money scheme that this matrix made up, that's completely monopoly money. And it's like, wow, man, it's like I'm making this choice every day, right? So this is the choice we're making, and this is what I'm saying, and that's why, like, if there's anything about the Bible that is anywhere near supposed to be taken literal, and not as in the way as the Southern Baptists that my mother worshipped her whole life, it's the Christ walk. It's the individual journey of overcoming your instant gratification in this world, and detaching yourself from it, and taking that Christ walk, and building on the man or the woman that you are, and it's not identifying as a carpenter. It's a winner of souls. It's someone who's walking the walk to allow others to find the strength within themselves, but at the same time to call the rest of the 99.999% of people out who do this and voice that they want to walk the walk, their whole lives, but say they can't because their environment doesn't allow for it, which I feel like I'm part of that. Until I'm not. And so that's what I'm dealing with right now, and it's a choice. And yeah.